Hey, I'm Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanisms in the game Explorers of Navoria, which is really beautiful, really beautiful art in this game. This is a Euro engine-driven game with a slight sense of exploration, and it's driven by these big chunky wood tokens that you're drawing from a bag. So on your turn, you are typically drawing 2 of these tokens randomly out of a bag, and in the first step of each round, you are placing them on one of these cards. You can see some of the cards up here. There's rows of face-up cards over here. Placing one of them on one of the cards to gain that card and add it to your tableau. The cards give you end-of-round benefits, end-of-game benefits, instant benefits, things like that will help you score more points in the game. The token that you don't choose just goes to the general supply over here on this map. So all players do this a few times. You do this 3 times. That's the first step of the game. You're gaining stuff. You're getting cards, and you're getting stuff from those cards. After that, all these tokens are kind of just floating around. They're actually on the tops of these cards, not out on this map yet. And players then place the tokens on this map to gain the benefits printed on this map. So it's a completely different system here, but another way to gain points and resources and all the different things that you want in the game. And so it's essentially what this game has done is it's taken 2 different games, 2 different ways of gaining stuff, and they've split it into 2 different phases and made it kind of interesting for players to gain things in those 2 different ways. You aren't at the whim of the cards for the map because the map is static. You know that you can get the specific things from the map. So the cards offer variety, the map offers consistency, but they both give you similar types of benefits. They aren't vastly different benefits between the 2 of them, but you're using the same tokens that you randomly drew from the bags, and from these cards, you're then you're choosing the token and then you're placing it on the map. And if you're the first to place on a certain area of the map, you're gaining the best benefit. For example, the first player to place down here gains 2 crystals and 2 points. The next player only gains 1 crystal and 2 points. The last player only gains 1 crystal. So yeah, I really liked this idea that there are 2 very different systems for gaining benefits, one static, one more variable, but all players get a chance to do both of them because they're broken down into different phases. And this is coming from someone who doesn't often like phases in games, but I think it works really well here, especially since the 2 are bridged together by these tokens that you're using in 2 different ways that you're drawing from the bag. So yeah, that's my favorite mechanism in Explorers of Navoria. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you have a different favorite mechanism in the game, or if this reminds you of any other game that uses 2 different phases and something to bridge the gap between them in a really effective way. Thanks for your thoughts. Yeah, let me know in the comments.